getting my stuff set up here. We were watching a, what do you want to call it? Gold trade. Gold trade. Back-to-back nights with the gold banger. Man, this is, man. Like I said, just getting everything just set up and we'll be ready to go. So you bring the chats over. Back to back with the gold guys. Back to back. I think that's everything. Alrighty. Go live. All we gotta do now is find something to listen to. Wouldn't mind seeing us push back up there to retest that pivot. Might be a good spot for a short there. I don't know if we can get back up there or not, but that would definitely be a good retest. Maybe not the pivot. You might be able to get the 800s. We can pull. Let's pull. I mean, we've already sold off. What? We opened at 947. I mean, man, we sold off almost 200 points since the opening. So pretty wild opening, honestly. I mean, that's a lot of points to sell off in the opening. So it looks like 97 there. Might take a chance with the 97 here. Let's see where that wick's at here. If we have to sit through a little drawdown, that's okay. All right. Hopefully everyone had a safe trading session today. I'm thinking we hit that wick first. So we just took a nice gold setup for $500. We took one gold, well, 500 on the eval, guys. 500 on the eval a while ago for anybody that likes to trade the gold. Gold, man, just one mini on gold is just insane. It's worth like $100 a point. So basically what we're doing is we're looking for 5 points and we're just looking for ledges. So that one banged. If you want to cash out, depending on what prop firm you're using, with Bulanox, so if you want to request a payout with them, you just request a payout whenever you get to your threshold. The gold trade, now that's an evaluation. You have to pass the evaluation first. Gold, we're still fairly new to, so we just recently, we've probably taken a total of probably less than 10 to 15 gold trades. Like we are very, very new to gold. So we've taken trades the last 2 nights on gold. So looking for, we're taking longs off of the swings. So we're going to kind of see what happens here. Man, I hope this scares me. We're at the top of the hour here. Top of the hour, usually that new candle, you get a little bit of blast. So you got to be careful when trading NASDAQ during the evenings whenever we're at the top of the hour. So there's a pivot sitting at 823. I have another level sitting here at 96. So I'm hoping that we don't push any higher than the 800s, at least without some kind of like 5-10 point pullback. Let me make sure I'm on the right account. Yeah. Eight seconds left at the top of the hour, guys. We're at this wick right here. That's kind of what you're running into. I almost thought about playing that wig, but I decided not to. Did we get up there? Nope. Man, we reversed off this freaking pivot. Man, I had a feeling about that. See, you already popped your 10 points. Let's see here. And that's almost like an order block there too. Let me check gold. What's up, man? Dude, another banger gold trade, man. So we've been practicing the gold on the eval. Dude, back-to-back nights of $500 on that gold. Yeah, I saw it. I may have to look at it more closely. I saw that you said you got down, then you said you got back in the positive after being down $1,600. Is that right, Nick? Break even? Nice. Hey, at least you stopped at break even, man. A lot of times you get down that much, it's very easy to continue. So this is the gold setup we took. The same last two nights. One ledge. So basically we were long here right at the bottom of these close of the candles. You can even see we are kind of at the bottom of the edge of our volume. And so we got our quick 10 points pop back up. It was this candle right here. So, in and out fairly quick. Let me put my, whatchamacallit, on the NQ so we can see what we're kind of working with over here with the NQ. Yeah, those are like, that's what Methodical Man's been taking. Those trades right there, Nick. So tonight I will take some more if we get some more entries, but what we'll do is we'll scale down to 1 micro. If you want to be safe with a funded account, just do 1 micro. You could probably get about 3 or 4 winners tonight, most nights. Man, I kind of want to look for like a 5 or 10 point little winner here on the on a reversal off of the around the 800s. I have another level sitting at about the 800s here. I was hoping that we would get this one, but I guess what it did is it hit this wick first. So, I mean, hit the wick to the tick. I wish I'd have just tucked that one, but man. Yes, Wes. I'm sorry. Did you ask a question already? In the evenings, whenever we're doing that in the evenings, I mean, on an eval, I do trade my evaluations a lot different than I trade my fundeds. Fundeds in the nighttime, most of the time we're kind of DCAing into it if we take a loss. So I really don't even have a stop loss most nights. I have it on there, but on the night times, man, we're just kind of just going back and forth. So it's usually fairly easy to get out of trades. Usually once a week, you'll get that death sell off in the nighttime and there's just nothing you can do about it. But most nights you're going back and forth. But during the daytime, it's usually 20 points max. So wherever I enter, I always enter on, right off a pivot or support. And wherever my wick runs into, I like to use the bottom of that wick, that tail, as my stop loss. That line up there is a pivot. So if we pull a fib, so this looks like, to me, if you kind of get over that 50-60%, we're probably heading back down. That was probably the top. I was wanting to take the trade off the 96. That's where I had my order sitting at, but we missed it about 4 or 5 points in. Point of control was back up there at 839. All right, let me see what you're saying. Going to take a break. Yeah, if you spend all day trying to get your profit back, I don't blame you, man. If you're back to break even on your fundings, man, that's a good day after being down $1,600, man. That's very, very rare. Most people, when you get down $600, you're like, screw this account, I'm done, and you just throw it out the window. Man, do we continue down? We got a pivot all the way back down at 706. I just don't want to jump in too early and this damn thing rips back up and gets my face ripped off here. I mean, this looks like a order. You would think that this OB here would hold. I mean, heck, if we sell down, say, to the 7010s, we could look for a bounce down there at the 7010s. I mean, it's crazy that we could sell down another 40 points in the nighttime, but hey, we're already down 200 points tonight, so the market is moving pretty well for the Asian session. But like I said, your point of control is all the way back up there at 839. So I would imagine that eventually we're going to retrace back up to that point of control where all your orders are sitting. Nice. Dude, just save it for a nice, sweet pivot setup tomorrow, Nix. That's all you have to do, man. Be patient. Wait for some kind of major support. Wait for, you've been seeing us take these things multiple days. And if you even want to be safer, wait for the retest of the pivot. I mean, you saw it. It happened multiple times today where we got really good retest. Like I said, going to wait for the reload. Like today, before we had that big sell-off, that was a pivot retest. You see it push back up into that pivot when we were in that drawdown. It's like, okay, if this pivot holds, we're going to add in. And that's how we got my entry back up to 90. So if I could have probably took the 100-point trade today if I wasn't being greedy and trying to hit that 80. If I'd have just put my order at the 97 where I had averaged back in. What's up, USA Dairy? How are you doing tonight? Right now, we're kind of sitting on our hands. We missed this entry here. I was sitting a little bit higher. I was actually looking for the short off of 96. I was thinking that I would just get a little bit more closer to the 800s, but unfortunately, we banged off this 5-minute big wick right here. So I missed my entry about 4 points. But once you miss your entry, all I can do is sit here and watch. I'm not going to jump back in, but I think it'll come back up. You know, like I said, that's the good thing about nighttime, man. It likes to retrace itself. What are we going? Maybe that's the swing here, and it pushes back up here. I'm going to keep a very tight leash on this. I'm not going to let it draw down too much because we're in this kind of heavy on this eval. If it gets back anywhere near the 50s, we'll have to close this. I'd rather take my loss. We're not going to sit through no crazy drawdown here, guys. And it should do another, hopefully, retest of the 90s up there. I'm hoping this is the swing here since we didn't make a low. Dude, that was dirty. It got within like 1 point of my freaking... It says I'm testing a auto tune for... let me look at that in a minute. Sure. Vaz. No, there was a pivot from earlier today at 73. Son of a bee. Just saw that. There was a pivot from yesterday sitting at that 73. This is futures. It's not a coin. I'm not sure if we push through those 73s. The 73s kind of have me a little worried there. There's a pivot yesterday from at 73 that I just noticed. Yeah. I didn't even see what the yesterday's pivots were. Let me make sure I'm on the right account too. Yeah, we are. Right now, we're up about $500 overall in this account throughout the, last week or so. So, not looking too pretty. We got point of control back up there, so I'm pretty sure I would think that we would want to make another run up to point of control. All right, about to have a new 5-minute candle. Four seconds left. Woo, that don't look too good. I hate that there. Oh, shoot. We're about to get trashed on right here, guys. Let me keep up with how much we're losing. I don't think hopefully there's not enough contracts down here to fill. So we got very low volume down here around the 40s. I don't know if my count can withstand that big of a drawdown. What we can do is add at 25. So I'm hoping 25 will be the last push. So we'll have to watch. How much can I draw down? Because I know it's going to pull back. We just gotta live through the pullback here on the eval. So what is that? 15 divided by 20. So we should be able to survive it. Yeah. There's no orders down there in the 40s. Like I said, we keep hitting that 73 pivot. I just don't know how many outs it's going to give me. I know it can get kind of scary whenever you're pushing pushing your entry like multiple times. So if you can't, there we go. All right, we got it. Like I said, there was no orders down there in the 40s. So if you're looking at your volume chart here, you can see there's no orders down here. All your orders are sitting in here. And this is your point of control where all your other orders, this is what we're going to target up here. Unless this moves if a bunch of sell orders come in. Right now, we just have the one runner left. So just one micro left. Yeah, I'm fairly new to the volume profile, but I've really liked it. It's been very helpful in the evening. I'm not going to lie. It's been very helpful in the evening. I don't watch it as much during the New York session just because I do a lot of support and resistance. I glance at it, but in the evenings, man, it seemed like it works so well in the evenings. I mean, if you guys rather watch those charts, we can put it over there. Actually, I took my gold trade off this volume charts a while ago when we were doing gold. So if you do gold, dude, did gold just get another setup here? Oh, it did. Look, we're gonna throw down on a gold trade too, guys. We're just gonna place it and leave it there. This is gonna be one micro. We're not gonna go in super heavy. We'll bring it back over if we get tagged in. We've already taken one gold trade tonight. We did actually a mini with the volume. It says, what is the understanding of the volume or VP? I don't really have a much understanding. Like I said, we're very new to using it. I'm talking about recently just started like just paying attention and watching it. I mean, if you got anything to share, I'm willing to listen. But like I said, very, very new to using it. Most of all my trades during the daytime are usually off of like support, resistance. I like trading off pivots, previous day highs and lows. I mean, I like doing breakouts, just simple stuff. It usually works out pretty well. Like today, I think we banged out at least 270, 80 point trades. So we had some nice trades. We got caught in one bad like breakout today where I took a little bit of loss, but we ended up getting it back on the very next trade. The component control helped you today. I'm sorry, team. This is MNQ. Sorry if I'm missing your chat, man. I'm just trying to look at 3 different chats right now. So if I don't get to the chat right away, it just means I'm looking at another chat. You're almost to retirement age. Woo. I'm sorry, team. This is a MNQ. Now, what do you mean by, is the VP like the volume or the impulse? I guess you said basically if you take the VP and draw it over a impulse move, it explains some stuff. So I'm not sure if I knew what you mean by, okay, volume profile. And what do you mean by a impulsive move? Just like a random, like just jumping in type move? Oh, he's talking about maybe the volume profile, maybe. Okay, so you're saying just from taking a big move from a range, use the breakout to target. Oh, shoot, my point of control just moved. Oh, wait, that's gold. Never mind. That's gold. That's gold. Let me make sure it hasn't changed over here on the NQ. No, it's still up there. For us to get long, we'll have to get over the 92s. I don't know if we get up there because we have that pivot at the 30, and I didn't know if we would run down to the 706s. Oh. Hmm. That's also the 50%. I got to put the gold back on. I forgot we have a gold trade set up here. All right. Hello, I'm from Denmark. How are you? We're good, family. How are you doing tonight? The uh, the high volume nods, the nodes are the future supports and resistance. I'll probably have to do some more research on volume. That way, I have a little bit more understanding of it. Like a lot of the word terminology, I don't really. I guess you know. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce. I'm kind of pronouncing that wrong, but just understanding it better. My point of shoot, I would have to switch. Oh no, I won't. All right. Let me put that on there real quick. Yes. Yeah, it's definitely a little difficult to just understand. Like I'm definitely more of a visual person. Did I freeze my charts? I have to wait. Oh, did I get stopped out? Dude. Oh, I know what happened. My freaking ATM strategy took it up 10 points. I was like, what happened to my charts? Dude, my chart's frozen over here. All right. Yeah, they moved the point of control back down to like 68. We're a long ways from the entry. Okay, so it's not as important. Dude, gold's on a tear. So the last gold, we took one gold trade tonight. That was right here at 44. And that was on this candle for 5 points. So that's where the last gold trade was. So all we're doing is just taking it at the lows of the gold and just looking for a 5 point bounce is all we're looking for. I don't know if this gets back down there anytime soon. So usually whenever gold kind of gets on that rip, you just kind of have to be patient and wait around for it to kind of come back around. I'm assuming my ATM strategy, what took me out of that, because I do have that set up where it go. And let me just turn that off so that doesn't happen again. All right, we should be good to go. Let me see. For longs, you would almost need to get through the 93s. We've already pushed up there once, so I'm not sure if it's going to hold the second time. And plus, we still haven't made a low on this swing here. We can also stick the volume on this chart too here if anybody's interested in using it. If you guys find it helpful. It says draw the volume profile over the range you see. What do you mean by draw the volume profile? Like, I guess that's the part maybe I don't quite understand what you mean by draw it over the range. Here, I'll just put it on here maybe. All right, the low volume is sitting at 735. So that would be your what, 836? Yeah, that would be 836. You don't have to get the whole thing. You know, you can just look for you like 5 or 10 points. And look for a runner. Is that Bitcoin Cash? I am been looking to like maybe look into trading future Bitcoins. But man, oil buy at 93, sell at 104. Dude, didn't oil crash down to 77 today, Matt? I know, I always find it funny at the gas pump. If the gas goes up, they raise it as it's going up. But man, when it goes down, they don't lower it as it's going down. So those a-holes. I swear. What's up, Fish Lips? Oh, it went back up to 100? Man, it was down to 77 today. I haven't really been watching. Every now and then I hear someone bring it up because they were talking about oil dip like 30, 40 bucks. I was like, damn. I guess I didn't hear about the part about a oil ship getting blew up. What's up, BB? How are you doing tonight? We're doing good. We're up kind of small on the. We're only trading evals tonight, so we took one trade. We're only up 85 bucks, and the gold trade we're up 500. And I got another gold trade sitting at 51.36 with 1 micro, looking for like a $50 trade. But I am cash. I definitely want to try to start trading Bitcoin, or at least try it. Let's see. We would have to get through the 93s here. I would think that we would push back up here to the 93s. Got through the 93s. Come on. We need to see a print above it. Oh, man, this is a brand new candle. What's a 4-minute candle? I forgot we have 4 minutes left on this thing. We created this little OB right here, guys. So as soon as we created that OB, I was just like, oh, yeah. I like taking breakouts above OBs. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. I do that quite a bit, especially during the daytime. Create those little order blocks. I'm not saying it won't pull back and come back through it, but most of the time you'll get like a little bump above it, like 10, 20 points. Maybe more during the New York session, kind of compared to overnight, though. Sounds like Methodical Man's waiting on that 51.36 too, guys. He's over here licking his lips. He's like, come on, 36. Oh, we don't ever take shorts on gold, though. Longs only. What's up, Ponzi? How are you doing today? You know me, man. I don't care which way the market goes. I'll trade it if it's going up, going down. We don't care. We don't care. Dude, fish lips, dude. Your numbers are insane today, dude. Goodness. Especially that 250K, man. Dang. $1,400. Goodness. Yeah, levels were fire today, dude. No kidding. Anytime we're ranging, man. Woof. Need to learn your levels. Everybody could have different levels, man. You'll be surprised. I mean, I think that's what can make trading super confusing sometimes. So if I'm looking at this trade right here, so I'm looking that we never broke this low. So that just means that this was just a deep pullback with consolidation, with a order block sitting here, with a hopefully a possible pivot we could run up there, and you have quite a bit of volume sitting up there around the 35s. I mean, that's the one good thing about trading the evenings, man. The market loves, the nighttime loves those 50 to 60% pullbacks. Most of the time you can, once you get your low and then pull this, I'm pretty sure that's pretty deep. This is the 5-minute time, Sam. See, I wasn't sure if this was going to hold earlier when we were looking at it. That was almost pretty much an 86% pullback, which that's a really deep pullback. Which, if you're looking at your little volume profile over here, you can see there's basically no order sitting down here. And this is the bottom of the ledge down at 735. So you could possibly, I guess, if you're looking, the top of your next ledge is all the way up there at 835. Yes, this is Ninja Charts. So this is pretty normal. We hit the right above the 800 level, so I wouldn't expect anything less than a pullback down to the 90 level. That would be the top of that swing. You can see where I got my line at. We should bounce right there. What's that, 92? Well, maybe 91. 91. So I would anticipate a 90 bounce. Yeah, I'm getting ready to start using Trader Launch. So unfortunately, we may have to, not unfortunately that I'm using Trader Launch, but the fortunate part that I may have to trade on freaking Quantower. Ooh, look at all those orders got kind of fat down there. kind of bounced out a little bit. It's like, no. This is where you need to see it bounce. You really don't want to see us lose the 90s here. I want to see it hit the 90s and pull back up. Let's see, MNQ, 5 minutes. That's what we're trading on. Then we're on Ninja Trader. Yeah, my freaking... we did good. I didn't get a chance to trade my main funded accounts, Fish Slips. We did take a trade on a funded account that I've been just kind of having sitting there that I haven't really taken any trades on. I've had it for a few months. I've just been taking like one, what do you want to call it? One micro trade so that Bulanox won't try to suspend it. Because, you know, with Bulanox, you got to take at least one trade every 7 days. So that was really the first trade I took on it today. And we made 300 on it. That was that one big trade that I was in to the downside today, Fish Lips. That we were trying, we actually hit the 100 points, but I ended up just taking it for like 70, I think, instead of the 100. Because I was trying to get down to that 80 level. That was that last trade before I got off stream this morning. Yeah, remember, it got into the 90s, and I thought maybe we'll get one more push into the... Get one more push down to that pivot at the 80s, but no, it did not. So, what's up, Joel? How are you doing? Sorry, I was putting in the chat what we are trading and our time frames, because that's usually a pretty big question. So, 5 minutes on Ninja Trader. Yeah, I think we only took one loss today, Fish Lips. Whenever I was trying to take that one long that before I took the big trade, as soon as I bought in, that thing just yanked back like 30 points. And we had to close it because I didn't want to sit through that drawdown just in case. And I'm glad I did because it never came back. But that next trade, we pretty much got all of our profit back in some. So we did get in the red about 130 or 40 bucks. Then we were able to get it back. So. I don't know. I have a gold entry sitting at 51.36. Yeah, we had a red trade, but all red counts. So, and we only took one PA account because I missed my I missed the copy trading trade this morning. I also didn't realize that I knew it was coming up. I just wasn't sure when it was. Next week is rollover week, and rollover week is always a really crappy week, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I've had some of my worst experience tradings during rollover week. There's for a while I wouldn't even try to trade funded accounts on rollover week. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'm hoping that this order block holds up here, Nick. Oh, you're talking about the OB here? Yeah, I know. That's what I was hoping, that it would hold, that we could get a push up there to the 20s. So we're trying to target right below that pivot. Let me make sure that's where that pivot is and I don't have it sitting in the wrong spot. So the pivot is sitting at 823. So I do have it in the right spot, I think. Now, this could be setting up for a nice little bull flag here. That would be nice too. You know, if we can get one more candle or even these 2 candle bull flags at night are usually pretty good. So we still have our gold entry sitting over here. But man, we would have to pull back 20 points on gold. That's quite a bit. Woo, let's go. Let me show you something. Dude, do we even get a nice short entry also off that pivot up there? I don't think we get through the pivot on that first push. Dude, are we creating another? Put the mouse on the 4th candle? You know about this one here? Not that I'm aware of. I'm not saying they don't. I'm fairly new to Elusive myself, Jason. I've probably only been using them for, say, a month and a half or month, maybe a month. And I mean, I haven't heard anybody saying they got denied. I think as long as you follow their consistency rule, I think that's the main thing. Their consistency rule. Yes. Right here. You're saying usually that's a retesting. That's usually a fairly bearish move on that one, Nick. I'll have to look for that one. I've never noticed that before on order blocks. Yeah, you would just have to see what account you get, either the Pro or the Flex, Jason, and see which one that falls under. One has a consistency rule with the eval, the other one doesn't. Then it's a flip with the same with the funded account. So one funded account has no consistency rule, one funded account does. And I can even look on there and see, I mean, I think that's the main thing whenever you're looking for a prop firm to use for yourself is to make sure the rules work for your style trading, because a lot of us take drawdown. A lot of us DCA out of trades. And if you're using a prop firm that doesn't allow you to DCA or allows you to, have those big drawdowns and you can't use your profit that you have, that prop firm probably won't work for you if you're using a prop firm. All right, let me go over there real quick and see. We'll hold this in the drawdown since it's just one micro. If we get an opportunity to try to add back in another micro, we will. But we're just, yeah, go ahead, Skull. So, let's see. It looks like the Pro eval has no daily loss limit. I don't see any consistency rule. Drawdowns end of day. So I'm assuming the Flex has got the consistency rule, maybe. Or does it? Nope, that's still Pro. So if you're trading the Flex eval, it does have a 50% consistency on the eval. But on the funded, it looks like it doesn't. So if you're trading the funded, it has no consistency. But I think it's the opposite for the Elusive Pro. So if you're trading the Elusive Pro, it has no consistency on the eval, but it has a 40% consistency on the funded. So they're reversed. No, you pay a flat fee for an account, and then you just have to pass the evaluation in a funded account to get to pay out. So it depends on the size of the account. So let's just say you're using a 25K from Elusive, the one Jason is trading up there. I'm not sure if he's using a 25K, but you have to make $1,250 on the 25K. And then you just got to make $1,000 to get a $500 payout, or you can just try to get up to say maybe $1,500 and take a $500 payouts and just repeat and rinse. You can just, I think you can take up to 6 payouts per account. I think after that, they either cancel it or cash out, or I don't know if they move you to a live account or what after 6 payouts per account, but probably not many people are going to take 6 payouts with one account. Most of the time you're lucky to get 2 or 3 before you end up probably blowing it or, getting a little silly with it. So with Bulinox, they're the same way. I think after 3 or 4 $1,000 payouts, you can take the whole amount. So like my Bulinox accounts right now, we just took $1,000 out of our Bulinox account last week. So now we're trying to make another $1,000 in it to take another $1,000. But we have 2 accounts that are $800 away from a $2,000 payout. And then you'll request a $1,000 payout. Then they'll take the $1,000 out. Then you start back at the threshold, which, the threshold is $2,600. That's where you have no, drawdown. It doesn't follow you. So you have $2,600 in drawdown. And I want to say after 3 or 4 withdrawals from Bewley, you can take the whole thing if you want. Like I said, every prop firm's a little bit different. And I swear they constantly change rules, but they're definitely, that's why I'm saying you definitely want to read the rules and the drawdown and how much money you need to make before you choose your prop firm that you want to trade with, just because I know every single one of them has different rules. So for instance, let's just say Bulinox. So let me squish this up so it's easier to see. So for Bulinox, for instance, so this Bulinox account, I have 52,827 and I have one with 26,800 in it. So the threshold is 52,600 and 26,600. So I would have to get to basically 53,600, which is $800 more to request $1,000 payout on these accounts. So I've already taken $1,000 out of this account. So I got to the 53,600. They gave me the 1,000, and then they put it back at the your threshold, which is 52,600. And I want to say after three $1,000+ payouts, you can request. So if let's just say I take two more payouts of $1,000, the next payout I can just request the whole thing and they would close the account. You know, if I'm fortunate enough to get there. But like I said, yeah, it's easier if you just, like I said, if you're interested in using prop firms, it's better just to go read their rules. Most of them have got different rules. So the main prop firms that I use is basically Bulinox and Elusive at the moment. And I just started using Elusive. I got my first funded account with them, but I ended up blowing my funded account, unfortunately. But so right now, the only funded accounts I have are with Apex and Bulinox. And we have 7 funded accounts still. We had 8, but like I said, we lost one of them. So right now, what I'm working on is valuations. I'm trying to build up to 10 funded accounts with Bulinox. So the way Bulinox works, you're allowed to have 3 funded accounts. And then every time you pass one, they'll put it in the side so you don't have to pay for it. That's why I'm constantly trying to work on my Bulinox accounts. What's up, Timmy? How are you doing? No, to me, I would have a hard time understanding someone talking about it unless it was just very basic, generic. I'm one of those people, I'm either a visual or I just need to go read it for myself to have a better understanding. What's up, David? Oh, shoot. that wick test is a bullish flag. People better start covering in their shorts. It does look like a bull flag breakout, doesn't it? Look at that little trend line. You can probably draw your little flag. Anybody like to draw flags here? Look. Bull pendant. just for you, Nick. Maybe we'll get that explosion. It'll probably wait till the top of the hour. What time is it? Oh, yeah. 1 minute left. We get that top of the hour, that new hourly candle. You may get the pop here. I'm just in at 1 micro. We already sold all of our contracts. Go. The hourly candle. Come on. You caught the short with 1 micro. Nice. Dude, I don't see gold coming back for a minute, guys. My lonely little gold trade sent down there at, 136. We're already up 30 points, man. I don't see this thing coming back for a while. Thanks for the follow, Casey. Cassidy. Woo, excuse me. Should have made coffee before I started. Yeah, there's some buyers sitting down at probably that 768 area. That's where all that volume is sitting. I'm going to take off my gold trade, guys, because that thing is like 30 points above my entry. I'm just in 1 micro, Nick. I'm not going to stress it too bad, even if it does pull back. We're up 130 tonight on this eval, so unfortunately, next week, guys, could be a really crappy trading week. Be careful. I know it's kind of premature to start talking about it now, but next week, I'm pretty sure is rollover week. And to me, I always find rollover week to be very difficult to trade. I always struggle during rollover week. I can't recall the last time I was like, boy, I had a really good week in rollover week. It seemed like I just get destroyed because the market is all the, the community is split. So, yep. What Methodical Man said, premature EJ. He's like our dirty uncle that pops out of the corner with a little with a little dirty talk. That's what Methodical Man is. He's lurking in the corner over there, Dix. Oh shoot. I know gold is ripping, dude. There's no way gold's coming back. Methodical files. Dude, what is it last night? We consolidated for what? Almost an hour and a half in a 15-point range. It did the same thing last night where we were just stuck forever. It might have something to do with the 200-point sell-off that we have at opening. That's a pretty large sell-off for us to have that at the opening. We have yet to break above the 94s yet. And really that 94 is usually an area that sometimes I do short off of this super trend level. What's up, Joel? How are you doing? You're trading the range all night. I don't usually do very good at range trading, David. I don't know what it is. I think it scares me to put orders down like until that range holds. I think that's why I struggle with the range. I don't do very good with the range trading. Some days are just on fire with the range, man, but man, I don't do good in it. So a lot of times I just stay away from it. I'm hoping this is just a little fake out to the downside on this bull flag and for it to pop back up. Maybe the 6860s area for pullback possible. Methodical man's he's our dirty uncle. Oh, there's the 68s. Look at that 68 pop. Yeah, it's all fun and games. Woo, look at that 68 pop. Dun, dun, dun. I think that was just a little fake out to the downside, Nick. I'm hoping we'll get that push back up here. I will take that gold trade if for some reason we do push back down to 36. I don't know if we get down there. I'm not taking this one ledge here. I'm not sure if Methodical Man's taking that ledge or not. Did you decide? Are you taking that one, Methodical? I don't know. That looks like a very little ledge. I will take that 36 if we do. You are? Man. I'm going to wait for the 36. What's up, Sean C? I finally got all the trader launch stuff set up. I just need to get it set up on my Quantower charts tomorrow. I wish I could trade those things on my Ninja Trader charts, Sean. I'm like straight up on the struggle bus when it trades when I'm trading the Ninjas coming soon. Dude, that'd be so much better if it was on Ninja for me, because that's not the only thing I'm used to trading. Oh, Henry said he'll give you signals. Like I said, guys, we're only in this for 1 micro at the moment, so we're in this very, very low risk. Yeah, that's the only issue. Yeah, I struggle. What about, I've never tried the deep, is it deep charts? Is that what they're called? Deep charts? I don't think I've ever tried those. And Quantower, I don't know what it is about Quantower, man. I struggle with those charts constantly. But I think it's just because I'm so comfortable trading off of Ninja charts. I've only really been staring at these same charts for the last 2 years. So it's so hard to change, and I have a hard time with changing. Okay, maybe I'll look into them. Maybe that'll be a little easier for me to use than Quantower. But like I said, you still have to just kind of learn everything, even switching to those charts. Are those more like trading view charts? No, but that's Project X. I think Project X is similar to the trading view. But I think that's like a top step thing, right? What's up, Skull? What question do you have? No, we were already long. Okay, Loki get some money. No, we don't do any kind of money transactions over here, sir. Sorry about that. Well, we did get the nice bounce off the 68, guys. If you send me 500, I'll send you 20K. Oh, goodness. Thank you, Skull. How are you? Are you trading tonight, or are you just watching charts tonight? Most people don't usually trade during the Asia. Most of the time, reason why I trade Asia is to kind of help build my YouTube channel. If I wasn't doing it on the YouTube, I probably wouldn't be trading the Asia market. So it definitely takes a little bit of trading getting used to. You definitely got to get used to a lot of the back and forths and just very slow. Like you could be sitting here for the next 30 minutes as it's grinding either down or up. So really don't want to see us lose the 72s here. I kind of hope we stay right here around the 72, 75s, then finally try to move back up. This is just the runner that we have left. I don't really see a lot of contracts down at the 38s, but we've already tried to push down there one time tonight. Then it, popped back up. We can pull fib on this leg right here and see where the 50% is. Maybe the 50% of this leg will hold. So we're pretty much at the 50% right now. So this is definitely a need to kind of hold spot. And this way you're constantly getting your ledges. So first low, higher low. You want this to be your next higher low than the move to the upside. Thanks, Skull. What kind of luck do you have with that? Like going around from lobby to lobby? Do you usually get like generous people sending money? Just out of curiosity, I didn't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure there is, a lot of generous people out there that don't mind doing that stuff. What's up, Lucas? How are you doing? We got 40 seconds left on this 5-minute candle here, guys. We are trading MNQ tonight and gold. we've taken one gold trade and one MNQ trade. So we're just kind of waiting for gold to pull back. I'm not sure if we're going to get another entry. I do have it over here that we're watching. My entry is not till way down here, so I'm not sure if we'll get that entry or not. So we may not even get another gold trade tonight. Even if we do take it, it's just going to be one micro on the next one. We already took the one mini gold trade, so the next one would have to be a micro because we don't want to lose our profit. So the most that we're willing to risk is about $150 per trade. Maybe get through them 800s. We already pushed above the 800s once, so maybe the second time will get us up there to the 20s. We've been in this trade for quite a while, guys. We've been just chilling here for like an hour, waiting for this thing to get up through here. Come on, push. Mainly support and resistance, Andy. Strong hope. A little over 2 years. I'll have my struggles every now and then in the Asian markets. Every now and then I'll find myself on the wrong side of the trade. And that's the only good thing about Asia market is most of the time it constantly comes back. It's a lot of like wavy type action. Every now and then you'll get that big like the black swan event where it sells off like 200 or 300 points. So we're doing that, and we're watching gold over here off to the right. So here's the gold charts. My entry would be right here if we end up taking it. So that would be the gold trade. We already taken one so far. What's up, David? Oh, this is the only time you can trade because I worked in New York. If you traded enough, don't get me wrong, I feel like you get at least 2-3 good nights of trading. You just have those like couple nights where it just does not move. So I haven't got to the point where I feel comfortable trading my funded accounts during the Asia session. So mainly I just work on my evals. I just call them bonus sections. I mean, we're hardly ever red in the Asia market. I mean, we're almost green every night in the Asia. Do you use an indicator? Yeah, I guess you can say this volume's an indicator. Most of my stuff that I use in the daytime is mostly all support and resistance. So usually my charts don't look like this during the daytime. Let's see. I use a lot of pivots and higher time frames during the daytime. So if you're looking at my charts in the morning, this is kind of what you will see. This is the higher time frame candles. So this is your 4-hour candle, and these are all individually 1-hour candles. And we're just looking for us to run highs and lows of the previous hourly candles and looking for support and resistance off of these pivots. And these are Fibonacci pivots. This is Ninja Trader, and we're trading futures unboxing. So basically what it is, it's the micros of the NQ. So if you're trading NQ, that's $20 a point. If you're trading the micros, it's $2 a point. So mostly all my accounts are 25K and 50K prop firm accounts. So really what technically comes down to, you get $1,500 of drawdown in the 25Ks and you get 3,000 in drawdown or 2,500 drawdown in the 50Ks. The beauty of not breaching of Apex rules is repeatable in the PAs. So only 2 more days until I pass the 250K using micros. Dude, that is insane. Nothing but micros to pass the 250K. That's good. Dude, you can make a lot of money just trading micros. The NQ's so many big movements. I mean, dude, every day we're like, what, hundreds of points up and down. Okay, so yeah, $2,500 in drawdown on the 50Ks. I would say just watch as many people as you can until you just you know, everything comes with time. You know, the more that you do this, eventually you'll find something that works for you. You'll probably go through like multiple strategies until eventually you find something that works for you. It's very hard to copy trade people online, and unless you have a strict rules of like what that person's looking for. But see, like most of my trades are like breakout trades or momentum trades or support and resistant trades. And where it hurts the person watching, and if you don't know that, you got like a 5 or 6 second delay. And if you're taking a trade 5 or 6 seconds after somebody, that can be kind of tough because, you know, a lot of my trades, especially whenever I say I'm switching over to evals, that means I'm switching to a 10-point runner type strategy. So I'm looking for a quick 10 points and looking for big runners for like from whole number to whole number or something like that. So, and some days I'm trading off my Rico candles, and that's even more pretty wild. Is trading off the Rico candles. We should get that 20 here, guys. We're going to get the 20. You just got to hold it. Nice if you stayed in it. So whenever I'm trading like these Nico Rico candles, it gets really wild. So I'm buying pullbacks. Thanks, Jace. Oh, we just hit our profit. We're points away. Nice if you're able to hold that. I know it took forever. Oh, dude, did we just miss that by like a tick? That was dirty. That was so dirty. One more push. One more push. A little over about 2.5. Dexter or Decker. The first 6 months though was kind of part-time where I only did it like 1 day a week. That's because I was working during the daytime and I only had Mondays off. We started off with, I think, 5 micros on this one, or four, and we already sold the other ones off. This is just my runner that we've been holding for a while. I want to say this is the second trade we took. The first trade, I think we were in 10 micros on this eval. So right now we're up like 170. So if we hit this, we'll be up 170 for the evening. And we're up 500 in gold. Gold, though, we're just doing one mini, though. We're doing one mini, 5 points. So sounds like Methodical Man's going to throw down that ledge again. Yeah, this is considered futures. I don't really have a I can't really compare because I've never done Forex MP or Phyllis or Philip. Is that Philip? Yeah. Yeah, I've never done Forex, so I don't really have no way of comparing. But I'd imagine, you know, the end of the day, I mean, trading's trading. I mean, I'm assuming whenever you're trading Forex, I mean, it's just candles, right? I mean, does it look similar to what futures looks like, just different platform? Oh, don't say we're going to sell. Dude, we came within points. I won't consider selling my stuff unless we break back below the 24,800s here. We don't really have a certain amount that we make on a monthly basis because, I mean, some months you don't make anything. It really depends on where you're at on your accounts, Decker. So, like right now, I would need to make another $800 to get a $2,000 payout on 2 accounts. But I'm not sure if I'll get it this month because next week is rollover week. I wanted to get it this month because that's only about 7 or 8 more trading days for me. But I don't know what we're going to do with rollover week next week. Because, like I said, I don't usually have very good weeks during rollover week. Oh, I accidentally, if I didn't see what you had set up. Oh, no, I was like basically like, no, let's not sell off. But I said I wouldn't consider selling my, closing my contract unless we got back below the 800s. Yeah, we're using prop firms, Tom. We're using Bulinox, Apex, and Elusive. I was using a Take Profit Trader account, but unfortunately we blew our Take Profit the other day with our Elusive account. We kind of had a little bit of a tilt day Tuesday evening, I think. It was either Tuesday or Monday evening, unfortunately. I revenge trade. I tried to get back a loss. I entered a trade a little too late and I held it. And so I tried to get it back, and you know how it is. I think with that Elusive, you only have $1,000 in drawdown, which is not very much. Then, yep, it's just one thing led to another. I try not to trade when I'm not streaming because that's usually where I get myself in trouble, is when basically I'm sitting in my office by myself and I'm like, let me see if I can do this. But if I'm on the stream, I'm usually pretty strict because I try not to do stupid crap in front of the stream. But when I'm by myself, so you guys actually help me become, be a better trader than I am whenever I get off the stream. I usually have to just turn all my charts off so I'm not enticed to get back on. The worst is when a Methodical Man calls me back up after I'm off the stream. He's like, dude, we're going straight to the moon. Hop in. and I'll get persuaded by Methodical Man here and there. I try not to do that either. Then I'll just listen to him talk about his trade because he did that the other day whenever Trump was talking and the market went up like 130 points. He's like, man, no matter what I do, it just keeps going up, keeps going up. I forget, was that Monday whenever we had like a 170 point move in the evening? Oh, sweet. All right, we got our, finally hit the 20. Nice. Pivot. Just close your eyes, guys. Close your eyes. We're going to keep a very short leash on this. Fish lips, any other time, man, this thing would pull all the way back down to the 800s off the 25. We'll keep a very short, tight leash on this. We probably won't let it get too much more above the 30 if we don't get the pullback. The closing is strong. I don't know. We got to back to our break even multiple times here. The 30 is kind of my line in the sand here. So above 30, we'll close it. Let me look at the charts. 34. 34 is my line in the sand. Hmm. Good resistance. Yeah, 34 is kind of my line in the sand. This is just out of just, most of the days from watching the markets, most of the time whenever we hit our 25 level, most of the time we usually get a pullback down into like the eight, the tens, the fives, or even the 90s. All right. There's a 34. What I don't want to see is break the 34, at least not without some kind of little pullback here. We start breaking that 34, guys, this thing could just really be going to the moon. I don't know. Ooh, we just broke the 94. This is where we can just DCA out of it if we have to. I mean, I know eventually we're going to get a pullback. Just got to make sure we're in the... Usually during the daytime, I usually take these during the New York session where we're just looking for like a trade back into the 800s before we blast. It's just trading off whole numbers is all it is. Can you ask somebody what, Michael? Oh, ask somebody something. Oh. So what we'll do is we'll add at the 50 if we push it up there to the 50. $43 are perfect for the ATMs trades. All right, we've got about 10 seconds left on this candle. We'll add in at the 50 here. If we hit the 50, usually you hit the 50, you get a pullback into like the 20s. What does fish lips trade? Through Methodical Man. I got introduced to trading through a Methodical Man, Michael. I mean, I've always kind of liked trading and stuff, but he pretty much uses the same one as I do, Nick. Yeah, mainly Apex and Bulanox. You need $1,500 for a giveaway account to get my funded. Yeah, Fishlip's pretty much doing the same thing. I mean, he does it off of the whole numbers a lot too, Nick's. What's up, 4X? How are you doing? Yeah, see, I don't know too much about the euros and Forex there, Michael. We're good. Right now, we're sent through a little drawdown on our eval here. Oh, not too much difference. Let's see if we pull the 50%. Let's just say if we hit the 50, 50% is basically back down at the 10. So. Yeah, that's pretty good that you got down and got back up. So just try not to over leverage tomorrow, Nick. It's part of the game. There's not much difference. Oh, yeah, we could easily get up to those previous day low up there at the 175s. Dude, gold's on a rip. I just need to take my entry off gold before I forget about it over here. The only thing is, I'm not sure if we'll be able to push through that pivot there, even if we did get the push back to the 25s. That's probably the only thing. It could just retest that pivot and bounce here. So I was trying to get a better average. That's why I was adding, because I wasn't sure if we would get back through this pivot. I knew we would get back to the 25, but I just wasn't sure if we could get below this pivot at 23. Maybe. Just a little dip below. It's all we need. Just a little dip. Ooh, just bounced off it, guys. Look at that wick right on top of it. No, those are how I like to take longs, man, during the daytime. I'm just not sure. Come on. I couldn't get my average up above that freaking pivot. You don't have to lose it. Just wick below it. Oh, you got off before the massive. Dude, I took that whole dip all the way down today, down bad, for like 70 points. Oh, man, I don't want to. There we go. Just like that, guys. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner. Never stress about the nighttime trades, guys. If you get down, just give it a minute. It will come back. You just got to pull your fib and look for the 50%. Then you can get an idea of where it's coming. Let's pull the fib on this real quick. You can get an idea about where it's probably coming back to. It looks like we may even get it pulled back down to the 28,805s or 2405s. Woo. $775 paid to $750. Yeah, we love trading the whole numbers over here, guys. Yeah, we trade every day. Most of the time, twice a day. During the daytime, we do fundeds and evals, and at nighttime, we only do evals only, as right now. Might get that 50% pullback. Butter. All right, we're going to pull on the 50%, which is right there. Let's see if we get the 50 and hold. Might even be able to take a... Do you think the fish lips, do you think the 800's worth a play with 1 micro? Man. Oh, Oh, I was asking, you think we get a push back up to the 25? This is just one micro here, guys. So, one micro, just one micro. We're looking to see if. I don't think I'm going to let it go over 10 points. Oh, you're thinking we make it to 75? All right, I may close this then. I didn't know if we were able to get through all this consolidation here. We could easily make a run down to 765s. That's all we're in is one micro. Dude, I don't want to sit through that many points of drawdown. Woof. I'm up 250 at the moment. I'd rather just close it out and re-enter if we lose the 90 here. And I'll just add back down there. Or just re-enter back down around the 60s or 50s. So we'll just do that. Like I said, I don't want to sit through a lot of drawdown with one micro. So we're still up 235. So I'd rather hold on to my profit and just re-enter. Probably a little over 2.5 years, Michael. Let's see if we get that 75 hit. I think we get the push to that 65. We're using, this is Bulanox that we're trading at the moment. Diamond, I don't usually touch my PAs at nighttime, man. No, I don't usually do London because that's like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning where I'm at. Yeah, I remember, Diamond, or didn't you say you would do teaching? There's the 75. What's up, Solo? Now, are you looking for 800 fish slips or are you looking... Oh, okay. We're on the 5-minute, Michael. with Ninja Trader with MNQ. It says, how do you get the VP Husk free? What does that mean, VP? Oh, no, this shit ain't free, man. I got to pay for it. I'm just sharing it. I'm just sharing it. It's free to you guys to look at, but it costs me like $50 a month. So, sharing the love. Yes, Tom, we're using prop firms. We're using Bulanox, Apex, and Luciv. Yeah, how expensive is that lifetime license? Isn't that pretty pricey, Fish Lips? I've never looked into seeing how much that costs. I knew it was part of it. I just never have looked into seeing how much something like that cost. I know it was pretty pricey for the lifetime. I'm not sure how much. You bought it a year ago at 900? Oh, years ago. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what Ninja Trader's lifetime license is. I'm looking for it. They put the price at the bottom because they don't want to scare you off too soon. There it is. Maybe. Or maybe that's just futures pricing. I didn't even see it. Thanks for the subscriber, Ba. Let's see. Ninja Trader's lifetime license costs $1,500 at a one-time payment plan. So $1,500, or you can do 4 payments of $499. So we're trading MNQ. So this is kind of like if you pull fib, this is the 61% pullback at the 75 level. So this is kind of like trading whole numbers. So you're just looking for 20 to 25 points. Sounds like Methodical Man's in the short. I told him to go long, but he didn't want to listen. Take your profit if you're in heavy. Oh, here's a new 4-hour candle. Uh-oh. Yeah, it might come back down. If this thing creates an OB here, we're probably going back down to the 50s here. So if this thing comes down here and closes right here, I may even close my entry here. I thought we'd at least get the 800 first. Don't listen to the PP touch. Shoot. This is pretty normal. 4-hour candle, 1-hour candle, new 15. So new everything right here on this candle. So it must be 10 o'clock. Oh. I don't like the gold trades. Time user graph. So yeah, 5 minutes. Thanks, Lauren. I know it's not looking too good. This is going to create an OB. We may end up just getting a break-even trade. I don't, like I said, I don't really want to sit through any drawdown, and we're already up 230, 240 tonight, so I really don't want to mess up any of our profit. I'm not going to close it. I would only get stopped out. So if it basically comes back down, we'll take the stop out. We know better than closing trades at the nighttime, because that stuff, you just definitely got to be patient at night, you know, during this Asian market. It's going good. We need the 81s to kind of hold. Maybe Ninja will run a special on their lifetime license one day. The more it goes down tonight, the better tomorrow will be. Dude, we had some pretty insane sell-off tonight. I mean, we sold down 200 points. I mean, that's a lot, man, in a short period of time. Did I catch the news for the sell-off? No, I wasn't home, down bad. I didn't get back home till probably 7 o'clock tonight, or around 6 o'clock my time. I'm in Central Time. What's up, son? How are you doing? Go. We're doing good. Pretty good night so far. We've had to sit through a drawdown here or there, but for most part, we've hit our take profits almost every time. They said $200 a barrel of oil was coming. Oh, goodness. That hit right in the 90s. We're pretty much at break even. So if it comes back and stops us out, it'll just be a break even trade. All right. Kind of got this big wig, small body type candle. So you might get a little manipulation, a little sell below it. Then it'll pop back up. They also said death to America. Oh, goodness. So. All we need is the, what, 800s. Let's see. How far did we pull back on that one? Just trying to pull fib on this overall move. And oh, so close. Probably a little over 2 years, 2.5. We're looking to hit the 800s, but we already made a push up there, so not sure if we're going to get another push or not. Probably about 2 years. Annie. Yeah, the vertical is always super more. It's a lot more busier. And I think it's because YouTube pushes the shorts a lot more, or the vertical screens a lot more than they do the horizontal. Plus, you get a lot more people flipping through their cell phones. And, most of the time, if I go back and look at the average time, it's just a few minutes. Most people are just flipping through, stopping for a minute, maybe say something, then move on to the next one. Just the same as you would be doing, like if you're on TikTok or something, it's just, you're just flipping through. I want to say probably 2 years. Definitely a lot of ups and downs for the first couple years. Everybody's kind of on their... I'm in the wrong room. Are you on the vertical one or the horizontal one, Fish Lips? Not a trader, just a viewer. The horizontal. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, there's always a big difference in the horizontal page, Fish Lips. Or vertical. I'm sorry, vertical one. So far, like I said, we're just trading evals tonight. As right now, we're up 235 in the one eval. That was from the trades that we've taken earlier. This here's just one micro trade looking for 20 points. So that's just like adding $40. The $500 came from one gold trade. So that was just one gold trade, one mini looking for 5 points. So dead that you forgot you're in a trade. Yeah, we may get stopped out on our runner here, or this one micro trade. I'm hoping the 82s kind of hold up here. I thought we would get a little bit more umped since this was a 4-hour candle. Since this is the opening of the 4-hour candle, we are creating like this nice little 3-flag, 5-minute bear bull flag. So if we can break back above this body, we should get a push. but it would have to break back above this wick here. Which one? Are you talking about the volume one, Nick? So pretty much just back to our entry. We could get a push down to the 50 possible too. Oh. Yeah. So like I said, we're just trading 2 evals tonight. The account that we've been trading, you know, with all the trades that you see me take tonight is the 235. I've never gotten a payout with Elusive. I'm assuming they pay out. I know Nick's over here. He takes. You said you taken quite a bit of payouts from Elusive, right, Nick? Yeah, Nick, he said it's the best. He's taken quite a bit of payouts. I'm fairly new to Elusive. I just started using Elusive probably no more than a month ago. Like, I had my funded with them, but we ended up kind of going a little bit of a tilt on our funded Monday. Is either Monday or Tuesday. I feel like it was Monday when it happened. Kind of annoyed because I was only like $500 away from hitting the threshold too. Dirty, dirty, dirty. I've never tried funded ticks. Usually I'm very iffy about using prop firms. That's why I usually try to stay with ones I know it's been around a lot. But I haven't really heard anything bad about Elusive. That's why I've mainly just stayed with like Apex and Bulanox, maybe Take Profit Trader, because I know they've been around for a while, and most of the time they usually pay. Bulanox is probably by far my favorite prop firm to use. It's just because I don't have to worry about rules with them. I know they're going to pay you when you get a payout. Their customer service is really good. You know, if you have a question, they'll always get back with you within a matter of good time. Yeah, that happened to me last year. I had to almost start back over last year, Knicks. Not this past year, but the year before with the fast track trading. I don't know if you remember fast track. So I had most of my accounts with them. Like, I even got to pay out with Fast Track, which I never got paid, but luckily I didn't because they want their money back. I'm not sure, Fish Lips. I know he went on a kind of a little of a, I want to say like losing streak, but I know he was having a hard time with his trading strategy. It seemed like there for a minute, but he also may be busy with his son stuff too. Or maybe he went back home to visit. I know whenever he goes back home to, is it Tokyo? Tokyo? No. What is that? I don't think it's Tokyo. It's, what is it called? I want to say it's somewhere I thought around China. Not in China, but it's a country outside of China. I don't know. I can't remember it. But he might be back home visiting. I know he's from Asia, but he lives in Canada. Oh, yeah. What was he doing? I don't understand. Yep, definitely. I was good all day too that day too, and I just happened to. Oh, Thailand. Okay, maybe it was Thailand. He's told me once before, and I just can't remember. That may be it, Nix. I can't remember. It's been a while since he's told me. I'm talking about like last year. I know he says he goes back home and visit because he's living in Canada with his son, or why his son's in school or something. Oh, three candle. We got a three candle salute breakout here with the 5 minutes. Look at this little bull flag. Come on. Need a little bull flag breakout here. It doesn't even have to go all the way up there, Nick. I just want to see it hit the 800s, then it can go back down. Whoa. Does anybody know if Methodical Man's going to take this long? Methodical Man, are you going to take this long at 73 on the gold? '82's at it again. Let's see. Let me see that entry on gold. What is it? 72. Someone asked Methodical Man, is he going to take it? I was probably going to pass because it's at their 10. Okay. All right. We'll pass on it then since we're already up $500. There's no reason to push it. So that candle did not break above that wick. So uh-oh. Looks like we're possibly going down to the 50s, guys. Now, we could try DCA and into this. We could just go and move our stop loss down, then try to DCA back off the 40s. I mean, I'm okay with trying that. We got a little bit of profit. We can risk another $50. Dollar cost averaging. So basically, if it starts selling down, say my entry's at 78, then I would buy another contract at 50, and it would bring down my average. Looking for another push back up. Unless for some reason it just, pushes up and stops us out. But it's hard to say. Man, gold only paid out anytime. Probably just watch as many people as you possibly can, Alexander, and just kind of do your own research till you find something that kind of works for you. If you want to be like for someone that wants to have like that main type structure set up, or if you're like a momentum trader where you like the breakouts, the super fast, like trades to be over within seconds. I like trading volume. My favorite time to trade is when volume is high in the morning. This way we're not stuck in trades like this for hours. This is good practice. I mean, if you're looking for practice on how to be patient to hold trades, this is definitely the how you do it. Trading Asia session. So let's just say I bought one entry at 78. Then I'm going to buy another entry down at 750. That should bring my average down to like 65. So it should split it in half. And then you can just look for maybe a 12 and a half point, 12 and a half point trade. And that would be the same as for that 20 point trade. Mostly in the New York session, we're trading off support and resistance. This right here was based off on the Fibonacci pulling back 60% and trying to long off the 75. But if we need a deeper pullback, 50 would be our next pullback to the downside, and add back in to look for a pushback up to 75 or even a pushback up to the 80s or 90s possible. Then if it blasts, let's just say if it does blast the 50s or 46, maybe look for one more add-in, because we're just in one micro at the moment. So that's kind of what you have to consider. So even though we're in the hole $20, that only equates to $38. So I can bring it down where you can see how much we're losing as it's moving down. So right now we're up 235, we're down 50. So that brought my average down to 64. So your next DCA entry would be at 25. Unless we get a push back up to 70 here and that'd be your 12 points, I guess. I'm not sure. I mean, Fish Lips, are you on the same type setup where you added in at 50? $20 seconds left. Get a new candle here. $5 seconds. Like I said, next add-in is going to be at 26. Fish lips, what's our chances of this thing pushing back up to the 800s? You want to short again at the 773s? That's a lot of math. I don't usually do a lot of DCA in during the New York session, but in the nighttime, it doesn't bother me to do the DCA. I think nighttime's a lot easier to do DCA because you don't have the big like swings. So it's a lot more easier to manage in the evenings. I'm sorry, we're on MNQ. Yeah, RJ, we're on MNQ. Oh, this is a Ninja Trader. Yeah, but if you look at that little volume indicator down there, Nick, you see the 746 was kind of the next line in the sand down there. So if that's where that line is, that means, let's see. Yeah, right there. So you would at least try to take profit before there. Still got 2 minutes, man. This is a slow moving candle back to the upside. Dude, every single trade like this has been like this almost tonight. You want to learn? The thing with the DCA, and if you're going to do DCA, you can't go in heavy on your very first entry. If you're going to DCA, I mean, you really don't ever want to DCA. To me, that's just kind of what you have to do if you're on the wrong side of the trade. But if you're in heavy, it doesn't really work very well. So you got to think, I only entered this with 1 micro. So I'm in 2 micros at the moment. So I can sit through quite a bit of drawdown without it really affecting my count too much. So right now, we're down 36 bucks. Oh, the heavy contracts. Yeah. If you're going in heavy, usually DCA and doesn't work. Oh, is this going to watch this thing pop, man? Let's see. Gold just triggered. Just for you, methodical man. We took that gold trade for you. gold. About 3 points away here. We're trading. That was strictly based off the pulling the fib. That was like the 60% back. I don't know. Damn, did we push above that wick there? Hmm. Dude, I don't know if we can break that candle. We're long in gold also, which we're already at break even on the gold trade. So may end up getting a push down there to the 25, 26. No, come on, gold. Push. I don't know. Yeah. Dude, it couldn't push that high of that previous candle. We hit 4 points. We missed our gold entry by, or our gold take profit by freaking 1 point. All right. Missed our profit by about 4 points on that gold trade. Do you trade Autobots? No. Definitely the price action is horrible. But we still got a little bit of movement here. I'm not sure. I think Michael or somebody in here trades the dollar. I mean, the Forex. We got one more ad, and that'll be the last ad down here at the 700s. You just long crude oil? Nice. Crude oil's been insane, I heard lately. Puts us down 230. Dude, gold is just ripping down. I don't know. I've been trading gold, crude oil. I don't really know much about. And gold, I know very little about. I've just been testing the waters with the gold. Yeah, we're trying to average out. Oh, the oil. I entered these short on top with 5 contracts. Holy crap. I was in for one. Nice. Well, actually, I was in one long. Nice short sled. Yeah, I haven't really got to the point where I feel comfortable trading gold with a funded account yet. We may just end up losing our profit tonight, guys. Right now we're in the red, 32 bucks. So I had one good gold trade. I did one mini for basically what? $500 for 5 points. We're trading micros. Micros are $2 a point. Minis are $20 a point. The one area I don't want to see us lose is the sixes here. I blew my elusive funded Monday sled, but so now we're kind of back on the eval with elusive. Not the 706s. No. Oh, it's just one day to pass on those. Oh, it's all good. We're used to it, Need. My feelings don't get hurt very easily. He's just mad because I pick on him too. I'll be beating him down. Woo, look at this pivot rip. Go pivot. Trying to be right there where that volume is. Yeah, we're on MNQ futures. Dude, gold just dumped $25, man. Gold is down there. Thank you, Sled. We should at least get the 43s. That was the 15-minute gap fill from Monday. Are you in about the same position, Fish Lips? Did you DCA in back down through there also? What is your average cost at the moment? What is your average? Okay, so you got a little bit better than I did at the moment. Yeah, we're pretty much following Fish Lips trades. But I've been practicing these for a little while. So it kind of took me a while to just trade these. I'm not going to lie. It took me a minute. Yeah, I always hear that gold and I don't know about crude oil, but somebody said it over here that they were trading crude oil, but gold seems to be moving in the nighttime. But gold can also rip your face off pretty quick. I want to hit this before this candle closes. We got 1 minute left on this 5-minute candle. Thank you guys for the follows and likes tonight. It's much appreciated. $30 seconds left. Son of a bee. I was really hoping that this thing would, yeah, that's what we're going to be aiming for, Fish Lips, is 75. Four seconds. I was really hoping this would hit before this new candle pop, but hopefully this new 5-minute candle will give us a little pop, at least up to the 50. I know it's going to hit a little resistance there at the 44, so that's why we're trying to just take some profit off, since that'll be four contracts. So it'll be like cashing out $80, or maybe what? Yeah, 80 something. Yeah, this is a Ripnik. I use a Ripnik in Tradeovate. So I have one Ripnik connection. Actually, I got two, which is Apex. So I have Apex accounts, Luciv accounts, and anything else tied to Tradeovate. And that way I can trade everything at one time. I just have to log into it on my Ninja charts. So I have Ninja and Tradeovate connected. That way you can trade multiple prop firms all in one place. You know, if they offer Tradeovate, and, you know, if they offer Tradeovate, they're going to offer Ninja. You know, same company, I think. No, Ripnik is not with the Tradeovate. You'd have to use either Ninja, Quantower, maybe the Wealth charts, I think, with them. Setting up, I never recommend Ripnik accounts to anybody that's new to trading. Ripnik sucks setting up. I'm not going to lie. It is such a pain in the butt to set up Ripnik. So if you want to trade on Ninja, so what I would do is I would get a TradeAvate account if you want to use Ninja charts and log into your TradeAvate account. Dude, I hope this thing doesn't create an OB to the downside, fish lips. I don't think it will, but hey, never know. We could close out now and still be in the green. We'd be at 115, so it'd be kind of like a split. We would basically lose 50% of our profit that we made tonight if we closed out our trade at the moment. What's up, Papa? Well, you know, we got off the charts around 11:30 today, Eastern time, or 10:30 Central time. Then we come back on the charts at 7. We do spend quite a bit of hours here. Oh, Methodicals, man's into the stream. That means this stuff's going to be loud. Don't want to get wicked out in case it does pop down there. Woo, look at the gold, guys. Gold is on a ripper. Did we get to the 35s on gold? Ooh, we're at another ledge on gold. What the heck, man? Oh, goodness. Jay's got his 0 day. Jay's got his old ass Lexus in the background. Heck yeah. That's pretty funny. No. Fish lips, man. This thing, I swear. I can't believe it just created that freaking order block there. We could be at 24 400s by the end of day tomorrow. Didn't want to add no more. I'm hoping that we don't at least get the 75 push. Yeah, so weak bulls. What's up, Methodical Man? You already done streaming? Dude, I tried that gold long, Methodical Man, but I got up 4 points. Then it come back and hit me a break even. 4 points on that freaking gold trade. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Methodical. I may take this one at the 35s. We're 15 points away. I know. All right, we'll set that there. If we get tagged in, we'll bring it over. We're about 15 points away. Yeah, we have a Discord. Let me get the whatchamacallit. I thought I had one open. The linked. I don't know why I lose my whatchamacallit. There it is. Oh. Fish Lips is going to drop the band hammer on Methodical Man. And he's going to get the band hammer. He's like, rude. Rude. Ah, shoot. Let's say, are you able to trade vastly with your broker? Yes. Scott, we're using prop firms to trade. I think options are more long term. I don't really have a lot of experience with the options. Futures is like if you're just a day trader, or you can trade futures different way. You can be a swing trader where you hold trades for weeks, days, or I like to do day trading where you're just trading what's going on at the exact moment in the market. You know, you don't really care about what's going on from like last week or what's going on down the road. You're just trading the moment. You know, just a different style of trading. You know, most of the trades in the New York sessions are usually lasting, you know, most of the time no more than like say 15 seconds to 5 minutes. So those are usually most of your links of trades during the New York session. When you get into the nighttime Asia time, you could be holding these trades for freaking an hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours. I mean, you can be in these things for a while just because we just be grinding. You know, it's no quick volume. Every now and then on the sell-off, you might get a little quick trade, but man, whenever we're moving back to the top side, it's like watching paint dry. So you got to find something to listen to, drink you some coffee, maybe go watch a TV show and come back and see if the target's hit. Go watch a sitcom, like a little 20-minute show or something. If you're lucky, it may hit your profit. Oh, you're going to start working the first shift. Does futures become volatile after the stock market closes? This is the Asia time. So Asia usually opens at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the evening. Tokyo opens at 8 o'clock now until their time change. I'm guessing Tokyo has a time change because, you know, we have the daylight savings time. So our time moved forward. So I think their opening is different now on us because it was opening up at 7 or 8. So now I think it's 9 Eastern time. The same with the London session. So for the United States, the London's opening at 3 o'clock a.m. for us now until they have their time change. I'm not sure when that is. I mean, you know, it'd be as easy as, you know, when does the UK have their time change? You just, you know, let's see. UK daylight savings date. So The UK's daylight saving date's March the 29th. So that means until the 29th, you'll get an extra hour of sleep time if you're trading the, if you don't want to wake, because for me, usually the London session opens up at 2 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning. So that's why I don't trade the London, because, it's, me, I'm asleep. So I don't usually get up and trade the London session. It wouldn't be too bad if you wanted to do it. Like if you live in Eastern time zone, that just means you'd have to be up at 2:30 in the morning. Prop firms. So basically when you're trading prop firms, you already kind of know how much you're risking, Scotty. Where like if you put say $2,000 in a trading account, you're risking $2,000. Where if you're buying an evaluation, you're just risking that evaluation cost. So I mainly trade Bulanox. So right now I first start out spending 15 to 20 bucks. That's what the evaluation is. If I passed the evaluation, I'd have to pay the 143. But you're into that whole account for basically 160 bucks. So the most that you could possibly lose is $160 if you blow up your funded account. Or if you're fortunate enough one to get to payout, you can take $1,000. But most of the time that doesn't happen when you first start out. Most people have a lot of up and downs for a year or two before they finally figure out their trading. And it's really not even the trading strategy that really takes a while to build up. It's that those stupid mistakes like revenge trading, over leveraging, or dang it, I just took a loss. Let me put on 5 micros or 10 micros and let me get that back in one trade. That right there probably gets more people than anything. That's what's gotten me the most is over leveraging after a loss. That is probably the one thing that's probably got more of my accounts than anything. After taking a loss, instead of saying, okay, screw it, we took a loss, just live with it. Like, you know what? I think we can get this. So you end up trying it. The next thing you know, you're double the red. Then you're like, screw it, we're just gonna go all in. The next thing you know, like, damn it, my account's gone. All of us have done it. I mean, it's there's no way, it's just part of the learning. Oh goodness. Process. But I'd rather be out $100 than I would be out $2,000 if I did that with my cash account. So, let's see. How much are we down right now if we close this trade now? I'm not going to close it, but I'm just saying if we do. So we're still at a 50-50 split. So I'm in the red, $112, and I still got $120. And so we're at a 50-50 split at the moment. You do it once a week. Nick's like, I do it once a week still. I don't do it once a week no more, but I say about once a month, I'll veer off course and blow something up, Nick. Now, those Buleys that you see me trading, Nick, I've had those for a while, dude. So we're super strict with those Bulanox accounts that I have. So I've put too much work in those accounts to mess up. So like the one Bulanox account, we've already made almost $4,000 in profit on that account. So the last thing I want to do is mess that thing up. My goal is to hopefully get another payout by the end of the month, or at least the first week of April. The only reason why I say first week of April, because I'm not really sure what I plan on doing next week. Next week, if you're new to trading, let's just say, hey, I just started trading. Next week is rollover week. So rollover week is whenever contracts flip. So right now we're in March contracts, which you start trading March and December. So now we're going to be switching to June contracts. So starting, the end of March, you'll trade June contracts. Then in June, you'll switch to September contracts. Then in September, you switch to December contracts. So for anybody that's new to trading contracts. So every 3 months, we get what I call rollover week, what everybody calls it rollover week. But what it is, the community is divided. So you'll have one half of the people still trading March contracts, the other half trading June contracts. So the volume will be split and you get a lot of weird price action. So it makes it very difficult to trade during that rollover week. At least for me, for some reason, I've always had a hard time during rollover week. Even back in December, I had a hard time in December during rollover week. And I'll tell myself, don't trade it, especially fundeds, and I'll do it anyway, then we'll mess up an account. It's the second last Friday of each month. Rollover when it rolls forward to the June contracts next week. I can get the exact date if you want. I can just see what the dates are. I thought it was next week. Let's see. Future rollover for June contracts. Or, yeah. 26. I guess we just put 26. Well, I was looking to see if I can find the date. I know it's in March. I just don't know the contract dates. And that shit's so small, I can barely see that. Come on, a little bit more. For March. Let's see. Is it 320? Is that right? Oh, wait. No, they roll. They expire on the 320. They roll on the 16th. Would that be considered the index? Is that what this? Oh, nice. We hit our target. Yeah, so when is the, let's see. So that would be Monday. They roll over Monday. So that means all of next week is where, people start being kind of divided which contracts they're using. So, yeah. So next week is rollover week. Let's go. Fish lips. Nice. We already sold most of our contracts off fish lips. We're just looking for that 70 to get hit. Oh, look at that entry all the way back down at the... Look at where we DCA'd back in. Now our average is up 40 points. Nice. We're looking for the 70, 75 to get hit. Sorry, TikTok. I lost my chat. So, there it goes. Sorry if I missed a message. There we go. Gold did create another ledge, but it didn't get down to that 35 yet, methodical. That was the only one I was interested in, was that 30. We did create a new ledge at 55. I want to say that one may have triggered because you have 1, 2, 3. It would have been instantly on the fourth candle though, because it pulled back to 52 and went up to 60. I'm not sure if you would count that one or not. I'm not sure. Where did you long from, David? The ideal best long, if you were patient enough, would have been the pivot down here. The gold line, the magical gold line, guys, it always holds on both sides. We trade the gold line every day. Oh, nice. If you're long from 34, good deal. Let's see. Let me check out the shoot. I'm not sure. We're probably going to struggle getting through the 60s here. I didn't look at my trading view chart. We use like a super trend indicator, and so we did hit the 57s. That's where that line is. I'm going to start trading Bitcoin eventually. I just haven't got around to it. Once we set up our trader launch charts, we're going to try trading Bitcoin. Is nighttime the best time to trade Bitcoin, or is that in the daytime? Otto? In the morning time? Yeah. Maybe we'll just have to watch it in the mornings and see. When the market opens. So basically like futures and stuff. So basically when the market opens, and okay, we'll have to take a look at it. I didn't know if Bitcoin moved like really well at nighttime or something. Turn that down some. I had that music blasting in my head. Man, we hit that super trend. That's at the 57. We pretty much hit it on the dot. No, we don't want it back below 720. 720s is really where I don't want to see it back above. Let's see. Let's see where we are at now. We're up 273 at the moment on the eval. I lost about $13 on that one gold trade a while ago. Lost a little bit. You're going to dye your beard black, Methodical Man? Oh, I have no reason to try to look younger. Dye the pubes. Oh, come on, Methodical Man. Where do you come up with this stuff, man? It's like, what time is it? It's 11 o'clock at night. Pretty much, Dexter. Mostly, I'm usually not on this late. We've been kind of just stuck in trades, so I've been staying on a little longer. Most of the time, we're usually getting off, finished trading, I don't know, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock Central Time. So, but we were stuck in this trade, and so we were trying to DCA out of this trade, and we finally DCA'd out of it. And so, yeah. So it's all good now. We're just kind of just seeing if we can hit our 70 target. Really don't want it back below the 720s. I think below the 720s, I'll probably just close it and call it a night. Well, I do work on the side, but I do spend a lot of times in front of charts because I'm here about 2 or 3 hours in the morning and most of the time about 2 hours in the evenings. I've only been doing the evenings probably consistently since about December 1st. It's probably something that I needed to be doing for a long time, but I've been putting it off because I didn't really care to watch the Asia market because the Asia market can be super boring to watch some nights. Some nights it does have okay movement, but some nights, man, it's like I just want to take a nap and just someone wake me when the Asia starts moving. So I mainly do the Asia market to try to help build my YouTube channel just because it's extremely hard to build for a small streamer to build their channel during the New York session because, you know, YouTube is not going to push a small channel over all the other big channels that are, you know, in front of you, and which is understandable. You know, most of those people have been doing that for a while, or most of those streamers have been doing that for a while. So for instance, I traded strictly New York for the last 2 years, and I think I accumulated, 800 subscribers. I've been trading nights for 3 months consistently, and we've already picked up almost 1,200 subscribers in 3 months. Just the difference between trading at, you know, nights and mornings. So huge difference. Methodical Man's been telling me for a long time to stream at nights, but I haven't listened. Because I really didn't want to try to trade the Asian market. So, but, you know, like he said, the more you trade it, you do get used to it. You do get used to the movement. you can be patient enough and wait for the setups. It's just not going to be instant. You can be sitting here for an hour waiting for entry, or if you get caught in a bad trade, you can be sitting here for 2 hours trying to get out of that trade. Or sometimes you just need to cut your losses. Like, okay, I'm not holding this crap into, 100 points of drawdown. So I held this trade 75 points in drawdown. I DCA'd into this 3 or 4 different times. So we entered around the 75. We entered again at the 50. We entered again at the 25. And then we entered again or down there around the 7/10s. Yeah, that is definitely not my lifestyle there, man. I don't need anything flashy. I live a very simple life. I pretty much live in the same house that me and my wife bought in our 20s. And we'll probably stay here until we're probably made to move, which, hopefully not anytime soon, but I feel like it's probably coming. I just don't know when. That's okay. When we are forced to move, they should make us fairly wealthy, and then we'll have to find somewhere new to move. Let's see. What did you say? Where I would move to? No, I would probably stay in the same town. Because, all of our kids still live here. One daughter lives in the next town over because she lives we have a second house that we bought a few years ago, and that's where my other daughter lives. And these are just, like I said, smaller homes. No, everybody in my area is where I live at is pretty much getting bought out, and it's almost like that same thing you see where I want to say modernizing everything, but I live next to the Walmart. I don't know, has anybody ever looked up the Walmart campus? Has anybody seen that? Walmart just spent, I think, $30 to $50 billion and built a city. And so I'm like 6 blocks from that city. And so all they're doing is they're building like $1 million homes pretty much everywhere, or even condos, not even homes. Just, you're going to be spending probably almost high 6 figures just to live in a freaking condo next to somebody. Yeah, gentrification. So, yeah. Walmart, that would be Arkansas. So all you have to do is just look up when someone say, they show people on Walmart like as far as money goes, it is an insane amount of money that these people have spent. Yep, the Walmart town. I live right next door to the Walmart town, Diamond Hands. Like probably about a half a mile from the Walmart town. That's why I said eventually they're going to probably end up buying everybody out down through here where we're at. Because, like I said, they don't care for because, I live in I want to say, I guess, older part of town where I live. So most of the houses in this area were probably built in the 80s. Because they're not building houses here no more. Everything they're building is like condos. Just because of the location, it's in the downtown part. So you got a lot of businesses moving here. A lot of the businesses want to be close to you got to think Walmart's got what, 15 or 20,000 people working at that campus. I mean, that's like instant customers. So there's like tons of like nice restaurants, clothing stores, hotels. I mean, it's almost like what you hear when people say 15-minute city. So Walmart pays their employees to ride bikes to work. You know, they'll give you bonuses if you ride your bike to work at the campus instead of driving. So it's called a 15-minute. I mean, basically, you can kind of use that term 15-minute city with them. They want everything within 15-minute drive where you live, work, daycare, shop, everything. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of pictures online if you just look up Walmart home office campus. I mean, it's super nice. I mean, but I guess when you got unlimited amount of funds, you can have what you want. So, so you almost have to consider this too. You got to think with every wealthy family, like every generation's more, it's easier for them to spend the money that they didn't create or make. So you got to think the Walmart family's on their third generation of the people that's in charge. So, you know, you have the Waltons, the Sam Walton and the brothers. You know, they were super kind of like cheap guys. You know, you would see they always said you see Sam Walton driving around in his old F-150 Ford pickup truck, which still sits at the Walmart Museum. And then you have his kids. I don't think they did much with the company, but now you have their kids, which is the third generations. They're the ones that are, you know, spending all the money. It's the third generation, you know, doing all the spending around here. And I guess it's like that with most like super wealthy families that come up through the years. It's always like the third or fourth generation down. Yeah, I'm thinking that we're probably going to have a hard time pushing. I'm going to use that 20 as kind of my line in the sand. I mean, we can close it out now and take an extra $60. I mean, we're already up. What our entry right now is sitting, our average is sitting down at 710. So I don't know how long it would take. Shoot, man, it's already a 10:30 my time. Yeah, I'm about ready to call it too, man. I don't want to sit here and be like falling asleep on the stream. Hey, I remember when I first started stream, I was still kind of working some overnights. Man, I used to fall asleep here during the daytime watching charts. like like nod off. You like wake up, you're like, oh shoot. Nod off. But that's been a while. That's been a few years back though. I will sit here and like fall asleep in the chair though, watching like a show or something on the computer. All right, so our runner is about to get stopped out, which I'm okay with, guys. I'm ready to call it a night. Uh, we pretty much hit that super trend. Let's see. We'll bring it down. Let's lock this out. Let's see. This super trend indicator works really well in the nighttime. This is mainly whenever I use it. This is the only time I really ever use those super trend levels. And most of the time you get really nice reaction off of those. You know, it kind of just gives you your trend line. You can see we hit that thing right on the dot. When I said we hit that 57, that's what it was hitting. For anybody looking for like a level base indicator for nighttime. You look like my Uncle Rob. Good deal. I hope you like your Uncle Rob. I don't really ever see any of my uncles. They all live in a different state though, so. What's up, Nathan? How are you doing tonight? We're good. We're about ready to call it a night, man. We've been sitting here since about 7 o'clock. So we've been sitting here for 3.5 hours. So I don't think you don't understand how bad your like legs and your butt hurt so bad after sitting here for 3 straight hours. Like, you got to think, I don't move. You just sit here and just kind of stare at charts for 3 hours. I guess this is what it feels like to be a truck driver. If you were, if you do truck driving for a living. I can never be a truck driver. Driving makes me sleepy. It says, I just started using Ninja. How do you see your average? Are you talking about when you're DCA and in diamond hands? It usually does it automatically once you enter. You used to be a truck driver. It's the worst. Yeah, I don't think I could ever do truck driving for a living. I just feel like that's a very tough job. I don't think I could handle being out on the road. Because I know, most men that are truck drivers, man, you pretty much are just selling your life for the paycheck. I mean, because you got to think, man, my father-in-law was a truck driver for 30 years or almost 40 years. He did it till he retired. You got to think, you don't see your grandkids grow up. You don't see your wife grow old. I mean, you come home like once every 2 weeks or something. So that's a tough gig. But, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to make a living. Hopefully, if you do it, maybe you do it to get ahead in life, and hopefully you're able to, get away from it later in life. I don't know. It's nothing I never tried. So, only reason why I don't really care to do driving, because driving makes me sleepy, and that's dangerous. So, I even struggle whenever I take road trips. If I start driving early in the morning, it makes me sleepy. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching this evening. Hopefully, everybody was able to at least stay green tonight. I want to say we did take a couple little losses. We cut our losses fairly short because we didn't want to hold through a lot of crazy drawdown. We only held through that drawdown on that one trade because we just started out with one micro and we just constantly averaged back in. Oh, about the averaging? Usually it does it for you, Diamond. Let me put it on a sim account. Let's see. Let's just say I long. Do you think it's going to go up? No. So if I buy. Now, this is a sim account, guys. Sim account only. All right, or maybe we're gonna go long. Let me close that. I want to get it in the wrong direction. Wait, buy. I want to sell. Never mind. I want to sell. Watch this thing. I can't even get it to go in the right direction with a sim account. No matter which way I buy or sell, it goes in the right direction when it's a paper trade. All right. Oh, well. So basically, if you take a long here at the 15s and it continues going down, so I would add at whole numbers. Usually whenever I'm adding, most of the time I try to DCA around whole numbers, Diamond. Usually I find that to be a little bit better than just constantly just keep, adding and adding. So like, let's just say you get long at 75 and then you get long again at 50. It's going to divide that in half. So then your average will go down to 62. So then let's just say 50 fails and it goes down to 25. Then you would half that. So then your entry would be down to another 12 points. So around the 50, maybe 48. Then let's say like while ago, I think the time the fish slips DCA'd in while ago down at the, say, 10s, his average was down to 32. So what it does, it just keeps going down half what you're doing if you're doing it every 25 points. So you just have to keep it. It does it automatically. Like I said, it does it automatically. But if you are going to DCA, you really got to start off small. And you really don't even want to do it. It's just there for in case you do need it. But I wouldn't do it if you're going to go in with, like, say 10 micros or something. Yeah, the best time to trade futures is during the New York. I don't usually do any kind of DCA and hardly ever in New York session. I only do that in the Asia market. So, because, the New York session is just, I don't know. I guess I have because I do trade those hold numbers with fish slips sometimes, but I don't do that very often. I usually trade in between hold numbers. So I would trade between 25 and 50 or 50 and 75. So like I said, I trade in between whole numbers a lot. Looking for 10 points and runners. Thank you guys for watching. Everyone have a wonderful evening. And we will be back for the New York session at 9 o'clock in the morning. Maybe. Does the pivot hold? I'll stay here for a second and see if the pivot holds. I don't know, man. This is like the third or fourth try, though. You gotta remember that, Nick. That's what we already hit it 1, 2, not quite 3, but this would be like the fourth time down there. So I don't usually mess with anything that's already been hit 4 times. That's a lot. Twice, maybe. 1 time better, but man, 4th time, it's kind of scurry. Oh, if it's just 1 micro, all day. 1 micro, yeah. Don't let 1 micro scare you away. No big deal. All right. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Everyone have a wonderful evening. We'll see you in the morning. In the funded, nice. So if fish slips took that, Nick, he would look for the 25 push. Look for like $50 or something like that. That would have been 15, so that'd have been $30. So, but you got to think, if you do that multiple times, all right, guys, we will see you guys in the morning.